Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, January 6th. I'm John Weigell here with Noelle Medina, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. As if there ever needed to be another place for billionaires to roam free and graze, Indian Creek Village, an exclusive island off the coast of Miami, is an addition to the lineup. So how private exactly is this island, who lives on it, and can you actually get on it or visit? We'll answer those questions today with the help of Noelle Medina, who produced a video on this billionaire island for the Hustle YouTube channel. But before that, let's give it the hits and headlines in business and tech. To start us off today, the U.S. Department of Transportation did something pretty cool. They fined JetBlue Airways $2 million for, quote, chronic delays and, quote, other unrealistic scheduling practices. This is the first time the department has charged an airline for delayed flights, and the DOT said that $1 million of this fine will be paid out within the year to JetBlue customers affected by flight delays and disruptions. Some justice this morning. We love to see it. Next, in more airline news, United Airlines will have SpaceX's Starlink Wi-Fi running aboard its planes earlier than previously planned. The first commercial flight on an Embraer E175 plane will take off with Starlink this spring. That's real soon. Other things happening this year, 2025 is going to be a big spending year for Microsoft. The company expects to spend $80 billion on building new data centers that can handle AI workloads. Over half of those centers will be US-based. Oh, goody. From there, we go to sports betting. We've been talking a lot about sports betting becoming really popular in 2024 as DraftKings is trialing a 20% subscription service called Sportsbook Plus that would boost members' odds on some sports parlay bets. The subscription, which is rolling out to some participants in New York, is the company's attempt to offset the state's gaming taxes. And finally, a tuna has made more money than all of us. A 608-pound bluefin tuna caught off the coast of Oma sold for $1.3 million at Tokyo's Toyosu Market auction on Sunday. The fish, which is roughly the same weight as an average male grizzly bear, was scooped up by a Michelin-starred Japanese sushi restaurant chain, the Onodera Group, which will make the fish available at 13 of its restaurants. That is a big fish. That is a big amount of cash, and good on them for winning that auction. I hope the people that eat that fish think it's delicious. Hey everybody, it's your host, John Weigell. If you love the insights HubSpot brings to your podcast feed, then you're going to love Marketplace Tech. This daily podcast keeps you up to speed about the latest in tech news and what it all means for the economy. With stories about AI regulation, the fight against misinformation, and the latest in crypto, Marketplace Tech is essential listening to understand the business behind innovation. Listen to Marketplace Tech wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, so today, as mentioned up top, we're joined by Noelle Medina, who is here to tell us about the billionaire island that she tried and may have succeeded to get on. We'll get to that in a little bit. So welcome, Noelle. How are you doing today?
Hey, John, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Great. Yeah, it's great to have you back on once again on the Billionaire Beat. You go
I know.
In a new place that was purchased by Billionaires Homes. Mm-hmm. So can you tell me a little bit about what is Indian Creek Village? How would you describe it? How did you kind of find it?
Oh, yes. So Indian Creek Village, what is it exactly? Well, it's earned the nickname Billionaire Bunker, if that starts to paint any visuals in your head. We've been calling it the Fortress because it is quite literally surrounded by a moat, and you can only access it by way of a bridge. It would be very fitting if it was like an actual, drawbridge from medieval times. That could work here. Yeah, it's such an exclusive community and truthfully, one of the most beautiful communities I've ever seen. I was able to get on a boat and actually cruise around the island and get probably within 100 yards of it. Stunning homes. The island itself is only like 300 or so acres. So about a third the size of Central Park for all those, New Yorkers out there, yourself included.
That's me.
So it's not big. And there's only about 41 waterfront properties on the island. Gotcha. So it's incredibly exclusive. You have people like Jared and Ivanka Kushner living there. They live next door to DJ David Guetta.
Oh, yeah.
Down the road is Tom Brady. And then you've got Jeff Bezos. Wow. He's one of the most recent neighbors to move in. So it's a absolutely stunning, incredibly secure, private, exclusive island.
Wow.
Literally an island.
Right. So the bridge is the only way to enter, and it's quite close to Miami. How did you find out about it? Is there a ton of press about it? Because I definitely haven't heard of it before you talked about it with me one day.
Yeah. So it's in Biscayne Bay. So, not too far from downtown Miami. I was actually interested in doing a video on another island in Miami called Fisher Island.
Oh.
And then we start talking, in our YouTube circle about why all these billionaires are buying up properties in Miami. And then Carl Mueller mentioned, hey, there's this other island, Indian Creek Village. And I think this is the one we're going to want to really explore, specifically because of Jeff Bezos. And I won't get into his properties too much, but I will say he has 3 on the island.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a ton of properties.
Yeah.
And when people like Jeff Bezos live on an island, right? When people like David Guetta, Tom Brady live there, you have to assume the home prices are very, very lavish.
Yeah.
Around what would be a home price? Not asking for myself, but what would be the home price?
It's okay, John. If you're in the market, don't be ashamed to put it out there.
Oh, I will be ashamed.
Manifest. So, like I said, there's only like 40-ish properties on the island.
Sure.
I mean, it's not like a revolving door of people that are buying homes. And my understanding is that really starting in the early 2000s, as the residents on the island just kept getting more high profile and wealthier, a lot of them started to actually build permanent residences. The island before that was kind of seen as like this vacation hotspot for the wealthy elite. So now that you have these primary permanent residences on the island, the homes themselves have just gotten bigger. They've gotten more lavish. You have thousands of dollars going into renovations. So therefore, the island itself as a piece of real estate, I mean, it's just astronomical. Jeff Bezos bought his 3 properties for a collective $234 million, if that gives you any idea of what the current market looks like.
Okay.
And I read that one of the top realtors in Miami, I believe, told Bloomberg in an article that, just a few years ago, pre-pandemic, a $20 million listing on the island was considered a big sale. And that's no longer the case.
Wow.
These homes will soon be listed for 9 figures.
Okay.
Currently, they can go for as many as 7 figures. So it's crazy, John.
It's definitely crazy. So you talked about how it used to be $20 million for a house. Now it's about $20 million for a slice of land, right?
Correct.
Now, why, I guess, is this island so desirable for these celebrities? What does it offer, I guess, that they can't really get anywhere else? And why do you think they're going to this particular place, or celebrities, billionaires of the like?
So that is the $1 billion question. That is exactly what led me quite literally to the doorstep of Indian Creek Village as I was attempting to get onto the island to see for myself from the inside what makes it so alluring and so attractive to these people that, now you have to really have a net worth of $1 billion to be able to afford a home on the island.
Right.
And, it's interesting. I mean, from the boat, I was able to see a lot. Obviously, like I said, it's really beautiful. There's lots of amenities. The island has its own golf course. It has its own private country club with, spa facilities, a luxury dining experience. But it's not really the amenities that draw this particular class of people, nor is it privacy. Because like I said, I was able to hop on a boat and get within 100 yards of the island. And honestly, at one point, I'm pretty sure I saw Gisele Bündchen.
Oh, wow.
She wasn't on the island. She was on Surfside because, she lives in Surfside. And then Tom Brady has kept the home on the island. But all that to say, it's not privacy that draws them either.
Yeah.
Because I could see straight through to dining rooms, to, backyards, because I was really in their backyard, which is Biscayne Bay. It's the water.
Sure. What is it? Because half these people, it sounds like, could buy a forest if they really wanted to be alone and for nobody to bother them. Or they could, buy a maximum security steel box for themselves.
Yeah. And that's something that gets uncovered in the video, so I won't disclose too much. But I mentioned that the village is in Miami-Dade County. It is an incorporated village in the county. And therefore, it has a budget. And part of that budget goes towards a police force,
okay.
police department for Indian Creek Village. I actually spoke directly to their chief of police, and I want to say he told me they have around 16 officers.
Wow.
And you compare that to the number of citizens on the island, roughly, 80 or so residents. So that's almost like having your own personal bodyguard.
A few of them, it sounds like.
A few of them. And they're patrolling the island 24/7. They're also patrolling its waterways 24/7. In addition to that, you have a radar system that actually uses thermal cameras to detect any activity as far as about half a mile away from the island itself. And that's securing the entire perimeter. So not only can it detect a water invasion, but it can also detect people that are coming from the land side, which is, the surf side area where the bridge is. Mm-hmm. And that radar system was designed by a security company whose general manager was in the Israeli army.
Okay.
So it's highly, highly secure.
Pretty tight.
Yeah. When I was on the boat, I saw some of those thermal cameras and I was very, I made sure not to point at them. I made sure not to,
That's good.
make any flashy movements.
Good decision.
Yeah.
No sudden movements.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a lot of things. That seems like a lot of upsides for people that want to live there and billionaires that want to own homes there. But of course, you elaborate on all those and more in the video. So definitely anybody who's listening, check out the video. And also you get to see if Noelle actually gets on the island, which is a whole nother thing in of itself, which I can't believe you even attempted going all the way there. So I would like to say thank you for being here. And thank you for sharing your experience with us. And definitely for listeners out there, go check out the video. And once again, Noelle, thank you so much.
Yeah.
All this research, I'm sure it'll help you in your next $1 billion venture.
Oh, yes. You never know where I'm going to go next. I'm on this billionaire beat and it's never dull.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of the HubSpot Podcast Network. Our editor is Robert Hartwig. Our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got a ton more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. Check it out at thehustle.co/email and follow us on Instagram at thehustledaily. We'll see you tomorrow.